Hi everyone, I'm Lexi Sulios. I'm a holistic therapist who helps women clear deep-rooted patterns from the past so that they can finally have what they want in their life, whether that's a fully aligned, loving, healthy relationship or a lasting inner peace. So if you've watched my videos over the last couple of weeks, you know that I'm doing a short video series that breaks down where to focus when you're stuck in a frustrating life pattern and are serious about getting out of it. So to recap, there are five key areas you're going to want to explore. They are your conscious mind. So number one is your conscious mind. Number two is your nervous system and unconscious. Number three is the collective field of your immediate family and ancestry. Number four is possible past lives. And five is your current capacity and level of practical skills that you currently have. So if you've been doing a ton of personal work over the years but aren't seeing the progress that you want, then consider investing some time and resources and attention into a different one of these five areas than where you've been working. So as promised in my first video in this series, I'm going to dive a bit deeper into each of these five areas. Last week I talked about key areas 1 and 2, and today I'm going to talk about 3 and 4. So first want to say hi, Donna. Seeing Donna here. Hi, good to see you. So great, so let's first talk about the key area number 3. So area 3 is the field of your immediate family and ancestry. So if you've ever had acupuncture, then you're familiar with the idea that our physical body has a flow of energy, right? And when this energy flows in a balanced and consistent way, then our body's tissues and organs receive the vital nourishment that they need in order to remain healthy. So in my field of work, we actually see that there is a similar phenomena that happens with groups of people, and in particular family systems, where there's also a flow of energy throughout the system. And all of the individual people comprise like one larger systemic organism. And the consistent, healthy flow of energy goes actually, the flow of it goes from our eldest ancestors all the way down to us and our children. And when that flow is unobstructed and it's well balanced, then each individual family member receives the love that they need, the support, the power, the life force, the belonging, all of that. But what happens in most of our families is that someone who was living or has passed away already, when someone has had a trauma or a difficult fate, and the people involved in that, them and anyone else involved, has not made peace with what happened, then the flow of energy from them to their children and on down the line becomes disrupted. When that happens, later generations can be left hungry for vital life force or left to carry emotional burdens or unhealthy entanglements for their elders. I'll quickly share some examples of the kinds of traumas that we have in our family or that you may have in your family that can affect you. So, for example, perhaps your mom's mother died in childbirth with her, or maybe your father had a younger brother who died from smallpox when he was very young, or maybe your great-grandfather immigrated to the US and left his entire family and his beloved homeland behind. So you might also have ancestors who were affected by war or famine, political and civil histories like genocide or famine or slavery. You may have estranged family members. There may be divorce in your family, betrayal, and so on. These kinds of things aren't just two-dimensional stories. They're actually real life emotional events and circumstances that happened for our ancestors and for the members of our family. So, like I said, when people in our family went through these kinds of traumas and difficulties and did not come to a place of acceptance and peace about what happened, then it's very possible that we and our children might still be affected by what those family members and ancestors of ours went through. So if you're carrying around a big persistent emotion like grief, like heavy grief, or anger that you just can't seem to resolve, or if you're unwittingly caught playing victim perpetrator scenarios out over and over and you're really tired of it, or if you just don't have the vital energy that you need in order to feel love or to be able to thrive in your finances or your career, then these are the kinds of things that should trigger you into wanting to do some work in the field of your immediate family or ancestry. They kind of point to the potential of something going on those levels. So the best tool that I've found to clear challenges that are rooted in family and ancestry is family constellation therapy. It is the kind of work that I do, and I will link below in the comments to a video. I made it a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, but it talks about the mechanics of this work. And so if you want to check it out more, I'll put it there. I know that some people report having big ancestral clearings from doing like body work, energy work, or even some taking plant medicine. I just personally, and in work with my clients, haven't seen those things to have the longevity that I see with family constellation therapy. So sometimes stuff will clear, but it doesn't seem to get all of the pieces from the ancestry that need to be addressed. So I really prefer family constellation therapy. Let me see if anyone else is here. Hi, Scott. Hi, Mark. Said, I think about this stuff from time to time. Cool. Well, you're in the right place, and it's good to have you here. And feel free to share some of your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know about them more. So, okay, let's talk about the fourth area. So the fourth key area where the root cause of your challenges could lie is in a possible past life. So I used to be unsure about my own feelings on reincarnation until I witnessed and experienced myself the life-changing effects of resolving past life trauma. There are so many examples that I could share from my own life and from my work with clients where addressing some of what happened in past lives made such a big difference where nothing else could. So a couple examples, one woman that I worked with was totally afraid of asserting herself in her career. And it was just like she'd get terrified when it came to time to speak up about something with a colleague or a client or something like that. So we did some work and her session went into a past life, and what came up was that she had been too outspoken in a past life and was locked away in a mental institution for it. And actually, I think a lot of women have that fear at some level, or women that I've spoken with, of just being scared of being too big, too much, that will get put away for it or something. So we did a session with her, and we were able to really help to comfort her in that past life and get that part of her soul that was stuck in that trauma, get that part of her soul to feel comforted and peaceful and acknowledged for what was going on. And after that, things just shifted for her. She was able to speak up for herself, ask for what she wanted. It was just like this undercurrent of terror had left her life. So Another example is a couple that I worked with. They were on the brink of breaking up, and it was because the woman was afraid of having a child and the man really wanted to start a family. So we dedicated some sessions specifically to that. And one of the sessions went into a past life, and it seemed like she had given birth to twins who died during the birth process. And as you can imagine, there was a lot of trauma and upset still left in her soul field about it. And so we were able to work with that and help her feel some resolution and soothing about that. And afterwards, she felt a lot different and was able to approach the idea of family planning from a different place. So the way that I've found to be most consistently effective for bringing relief to past life trauma is the family constellation work that I mentioned just a little bit ago. You would use the same technique, but you would apply it to past life dynamics instead of family and ancestral dynamics. So constellation work is what you want to check out for that. And just a quick note about that. I know brilliant hypnotherapists and some other practitioners that would swear by doing like past life regressions. And I know that can work great for some people. My own experience, both for myself and professionally, I've just seen that constellations most consistently have the kind of impact that I'm wanting to have when I'm trying to clear out old patterns. I'm just gonna quickly take a look. Okay, good. Yeah, so Mark, like I said, let me know. I'd love to hear kind of, what you've been thinking about with this kind of stuff. So just minimize that window. Let's see. Okay. So those are numbers 3 and 4. And if you haven't been able to get to the bottom of a particular life pattern that's really been holding you up in love, in business, in life, then consider working with some of the different threads of your pattern through constellation work. And the constellation work could address either family dynamics and ancestral dynamics or past life entanglements. It really can make such a difference for you. So I encourage you to check these 2 things out. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. In a few days, I'll be diving more deeply into the 5th and final key where your challenges may be originating. So please feel free to share in the comments below or to tag friends that you think might find this message helpful. If you'd like to learn more about my work, you can come visit me over at lexisulios.com. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.